Heather Teague is an American woman who went missing from Spotsville, Kentucky on August 26, 1995. Heather was 23 years old when she was abducted at gunpoint while she was sunbathing on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River near Evansville, Indiana. She has never been seen since. Heather was born on April 25, 1972, to Sarah Teague and grew up in Kentucky. She was the firstborn of 3 other siblings. Heather was an intelligent child who could write her ABCs by the time she was 2.5 years old. She was an honor roll student and became junior miss in high school. She had many friends. She was on the cheer squad as well as the basketball and track teams. Heather had planned on attending Western Kentucky University and becoming a psychologist. On August 26, 1995, Heather was sunbathing when a witness named Tim Walthall, who was watching from across the river through his telescope, seen a man come out of the woods behind her. He was holding a gun, wearing a wig, and a mosquito net. He walked up, grabbed her by the hair, and forced her into the woods. After 25 minutes, she didn't return, and Tim called the police. I will play his call at the end. When investigators searched the beach area, they followed footprints into the woods and found a red plaid bathing suit and a towel later identified as Heather's by her mom. The search employed canines, divers in the river, and a helicopter with infrared equipment. All failed to locate Heather. Even the witness, Tim Walthall, started his own search effort with volunteers from the community. Police would later discover that a local farmer filming crop vandalism caught a red Ford Bronco on tape near where Heather was abducted. Heather's 1990 red Nissan hatchback was parked east along River Road, with a red Ford Bronco parked behind it, also facing east about 200 yards apart. Police quickly began looking at a local resident named Marvin Dill. His vehicle was a red Ford Bronco, like the one the farmer said was parked near Heather's car at the beach. During a routine traffic stop, authorities discovered a pair of knives, a pair of guns, rubber gloves, a roll of duct tape, rope, and a hair resembling Heather's inside Dill's vehicle. The truck also had what appeared to be bloodstains on the inside tailgate. Even more damning, the composite sketch released by KSP closely resembled Dill. Investigators arrived at Dill's residence on August 31, 1995 to serve a warrant. Dill told his wife to leave the home and proceeded to shoot himself in the head, committing suicide before he was questioned. After Dill's suicide, prosecutors collected evidence against him to bring it to the grand jury. Dill's wife was called as a witness but invoked her Fifth Amendment rights, refusing to answer any questions regarding Heather's abduction. Christopher Below is also listed as a potential suspect in this case. He was convicted for involuntary manslaughter in the connection to the 1991 death of Catherine Fetzer. He is also believed to be responsible for the disappearance and possible murders of 3 other women. Below had been around town before Heather's disappearance, and he left Kentucky soon after Heather went missing, on the same day Dill committed suicide. Interestingly, Dill and Below had known each other since grade school. Even though Dill was consistently identified as the abductor, Below looked eerily like the composite sketch. Below has never been charged in connection to Heather's kidnapping, and police are no closer to providing answers. Heather's mother, Sarah Teague, is still looking for her daughter and has never given up hope. She has also been investigating on her own, discovering Dill was bald and clean-shaven from a recent trip to county jail and a lice outbreak there. Tim Walthall described the man who took Heather as 6 foot tall, 210 to 230 pounds. Dill was 4 inches shorter and 45 pounds lighter. Sarah doubts Dill's involvement. In addition, Sarah wondered how KSP could draw a suspect composite depicting Dill if Tim Walthall claimed the man who came out of the woods was wearing a wig and mosquito netting. For Sarah, there are far too many questions. She believes that KSP refused to acknowledge Dill was bald and knowingly misled the public by creating a suspect composite using Dill's driver's license depicting him when he still had long hair. Some people believe that Heather was killed for a purpose, for something she knew or was involved in. At some point, Heather lost sight of her goals and may have gotten into illegal activity, or at least knew of unlawful activity. Her mother said Heather had been recently involved with drugs. According to FBI files, there was a drug ring in western Kentucky at the time that was involved in illegal drug distribution, trafficking, identity theft, and police corruption. The FBI files stated that there is a possibility that Heather's disappearance is related to drugs, prostitution, and public corruption. There is also a reference to witness protection in the FBI files. Sarah believes Heather may have been an informant, as she met with FBI official James Hendricks the night before she vanished on a boat ramp at 3 a.m. It is unknown what the meeting was about. Hendricks would later lead the FBI's field office in Albany, New York. In April 2021, Hendricks quietly retired as a special agent in charge after the Office Inspector General concluded he sexually harassed at least 8 women, as reported by the AP. Colleagues called him a skilled predator. Was Heather's disappearance connected to anything or anyone she knew? Could Heather be in the witness protection program? Her mother wants to know. The information Sarah has obtained about Heather's investigation has only managed to provide more questions, yet this desperate mother vows not to give up. Despite the years of heartache searching for her daughter, Sarah still has hope. Quote, "I believe God has been preparing me for this search since I was born. I stand firm in my hope and faith that Heather is coming home any day now." End quote. KSP says this case is still an open investigation. Here is an aged, progressed photo of Heather. She has brown hair, green eyes, a noticeable curvature of the spine due to scoliosis, pronounced flat feet, and a round red birthmark on her right butt cheek. If you have any information or if you've seen Heather Teague, please contact the Kentucky State Police.
State Police, Dispatcher Davis.
Yes, sir. I just called the Indiana State Police. I live in Newburgh, Indiana. And, I was sitting at the dinner table. We got through eating dinner, and I got a telescope. I live right on the river. And I scanned the beach over straight across from the beach from the lock and dam. And there was a girl on the left-hand side of the trees down here, and she was sunbathing, and she was laying face down, and she had her top undone, and she was just bathing. And I was looking back and forth across the beach. I told Karen, I said, I just listened to her. I said, I just looked at the beach. And about this time, a guy come running out of the trees on the left-hand side, and he ran down and grabbed her by the back of the head of the hair and jerked her up. And she grabbed the towel, and he walked her up into the trees, up in the riverbank over here. And I've been watching now for 25 minutes, and I ain't seen her come back. And all of her stuff's still sitting down there on the beach.
Where's she at on the beach, sir?
She was, where the new lock and dam is?
The Newburgh Lock and Dam? Yes, sir.
Right straight on that big long beach, and she's almost at the end of the lock wall on your side, on the Kentucky side.
End of the lock wall?
Well, I'm at the end of the lock wall. I'm right straight across on the Indiana side where the new lock wall ends. And she was right there at that end. Now, I swear this guy looked like he had a gun. He come down, he had a chrome-plated, I could see it glistening in the sun, and it looked like a revolver, and he snuck up behind her, and she was laying face down on the mat. And she had long hair, and he grabbed her by the head of the hair and raised her head up and showed her the gun, and then when she did, she stood up, and she grabbed the towel that was laying there, and she put it on top of her, and he marched her in front of him right up to the top of the trees.
What did she look like?
She was, I only had like a 25 on the scope, so she was Caucasian, and she had long, kind of brownish black hair.
You mean long to her shoulder, to her waist, or what?
Middle of her back, probably.
What color was her bathing suit?
She didn't have a top on, but she had a bikini bottoms on. It was kind of like a multicolored, flowered color.
Okay, she had on a multicolored, flowered bottom bikini.
Yeah. And all her stuff's still here. It's been 20 minutes ago, and she ain't come back yet. He marched her up in the trees, and there were, at the time it happened, there was only one other group of people on the beach, and they were down the far right-hand end.
What did he look like?
He was kind of heavy set. He just had like a blue jean cut-off pants on and tennis shoes, and it looked, I couldn't tell if he had a full beard or if he just had real shaggy hair or something over his face. But you couldn't.
What color is his hair, sir?
Kind of dark brown.
Was he white or black?
He was white.
White male?
Yeah.
And he had a gun with him?
Yes, sir.
Did he have a shirt on?
Nope, no shirt. He had what appeared to be like, it was a chrome plating because it kept glistening in the sun, you know what I mean?
What's her stuff look like laying there on the beach?
She's got a lounge chair laying there, blue and white lounge chair, and her purse and stuff was laying to the left-hand side of it, and she picked her towel with her when she left because she had it in front of her hiding her breast, and she walked up the beach.
What did her towel look like?
God, I don't know, the towel.
Light color, dark color?
Kind of pinkish color, I think.
And where did he take her to?
There were some trees on the left-hand side, right up from where she was sunbathing. She was down to this far end. He just walked right up in the trees, and they disappeared, and I couldn't see them.
And her stuff is laying on the beach next to the end of the wall?
No. I'm at the end of the wall on the Indiana side, and she's all the way across on your Kentucky side, just about where the end of the lock wall comes out, though.
Okay, the wall doesn't come out over on the other side of Kentucky?
No, it comes out on the Indiana side.
Well, I'm not familiar with the dam. I don't know.
Oh, okay. No,
I've never been there.
On the Indiana side.
What's your name?
Tim. And the last name's Walthall, W-A-L-T-H-A-L-L.
W-A-L what?
T-H-A-L-L.
And this is right across the beach from the dam?
Yeah, there's a beach on your side, on the Kentucky side.
Yeah.
Straight across from where the dam is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big party beach. Everybody goes over there all the time. And she was kind of down to the far end of it, towards the dam end.
Yeah.
And she was in pretty close to where some trees come out on the end of the sand, or where the beach where the trees run out here, and she was just off to the right of that. And he would come out of the trees is where he came out of, and walked over there and ran over there actually, and she was laying face down, sunbathing, with her belly down. And he snuck up behind her and grabbed her by the head of the hair and raised her head up and looked at me like he showed her a gun. That's when I saw the gun glistening. And then she jumped up. When she did, she grabbed her towel and put it in front of her. And then he walked with his hands straight out in front of her and had her by the head of the hair in front of him. And he was walking. You could see the gun glistening in the sunlight. And he walked her straight to the trees.
And that's on the beach right across the river from the dam?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. We'll have someone check it.
I appreciate it. Maybe it's nothing, but goddamn it scared the shit out of me.
All right, sir. We'll have someone check it.
All right.
Thank you.